If you're a Mac user but you want a keyboard that can pair with a Windows PC and the ability to switch between multiple devices, then Logitech keyboards will probably be on your radar. They all have dedicated command and function keys, which makes them suitable for Mac devices. But with so many low-profile keyboards that they offer, which one is actually good for you? In this video, I'm going to help you decide which is the one that you won't regret buying. Let's talk about the first and most important aspect, typing experience. The MX Keys Mini has the best typing experience out of all these keyboards because of its resemblance to the keyboard on the MacBook. The key pitch, the key size, they are all pretty similar to the MacBook keyboard, but the difference is that it has more key travel and the keys feel a little more firm to press on. The squared shaped keys are also pretty similar to most low-profile keyboards, so I think you'll get used to it pretty quickly no matter which keyboard you're coming from. The pop icon keys and K380s have pretty similar typing experience, and this may come as a surprise because even though the K380s has non-traditional rounded keys, I find that it's actually not a hindrance to the typing experience. I've been using this keyboard design for more than 3 years when I was a student, and I've spent many hours on this keyboard when I'm writing my research essays. You may need some time to get used to the rounded keys, but the adjustment time probably won't take as long as you think. The pop icon keys, however, took more time for me to adjust to it because there is an additional column of keys on the right side. I do hit these keys by accident quite frequently because my mind is kind of used to having the delete, return and arrow keys being at the rightmost border, but that is not the case with this keyboard. Also, because the arrow keys are of the same size as the other keys, I can't use my sense of touch to tell if I'm on the arrow keys or on a non-arrow key. All the other keyboards have arrow keys of a different size, so it's easy to tell that I'm on the arrow keys even without looking. The keys to go to is not surprisingly the poorest in typing experience. Because of its small form factor, the keys are noticeably smaller as well. This keyboard took the longest time to get used to it, about 2 to 3 days, but after that I can type on my YouTube scripts on it for hours without issue. I just can't stand using this keyboard when writing code because the special character keys are like half the width of the letter keys. Until today, I still can't hit the special character keys accurately, so absolutely avoid this keyboard if you're using it for programming. But as for regular text and paragraphs or sentences, I think it's fine if you give yourself some time to get used to this keyboard. Next up, typing sound. Rather than having me describe the typing sound, I'll just let you listen to it for yourself first. As you can hear, all of them are reasonably quiet, so there's no need to worry about them distracting your neighbors in an office or in the library. If you're enjoying the content so far, do follow me on Instagram as I do post my day-to-day usage of the products that I review on this channel. You can also follow me on X where I share my creator journey and the things that I'm currently working on. Alright, back to the review. Next up, ergonomics. All of these keyboards have a fixed inclination angle, but with the keys to go to, you can use the flip cover to add additional height to the keyboard. In fact, without the flip cover, the sheer slimness of the keyboard alone makes it somewhat uncomfortable to type on it. The flip cover actually has magnets inside it, so it stays attached to the keyboard even when you lift it up. None of these keyboards have an aggressive inclination angle, and I didn't have to use any wrist rest since I haven't had any issues with discomfort when typing on each of these keyboards. Next up, portability. The keys to go to is Logitech's lightest and most portable keyboard, and I really do love the form factor because it can fit inside very small sling bags such as the 4-litre Bellroy Venture Sling Mini. This is why I bring it around with me all the time, so I can work on my YouTube scripts during those downtimes while waiting for something or while waiting for someone. The K380s is also relatively portable, although it's more suited for larger sling bags and small backpacks. Although it's not impossible to bring the MX Keys Mini and the pop icon keys out with you, they do occupy quite a bit of space and your weight is noticeable when you're carrying your backpack for long durations. Next up, connectivity. All of these keyboards use the Bluetooth Low Energy protocol, which is based on the Bluetooth 5.0 standard. This is a more efficient Bluetooth protocol which helps to extend the battery life on these keyboards. All 3 keyboards have 3 connectivity keys that let you remember and pair with 3 separate devices. And so far, the connectivity is pretty stable. I don't remember any of them dropping connections before. There's no noticeable latency as far as I can tell, but I noticed that if I have more than 4 Bluetooth devices connected to my MacBook, the connection starts to get a little wonky. They can all pair with the boat receiver for better connection stability, but none of them come with the boat receiver, so it is a separate purchase. Next up, customizations. With all Logitech keyboards, you can use the Logi Options app to customize the function row keys to do different actions. The pop icon keys has the most customizable keys out of all of these keyboards because it has 4 additional keys on the right that are customizable. The rest of the keyboards have between 9 to 11 customizable keys. I personally don't make use of the customization or the smart and AI actions on the Logi Options app, so those extra keys on the pop icon keys keyboard isn't really an attractive feature to me. Next up, backlights. The MX Keys Mini is the only keyboard that supports backlights. If you're someone who can type without looking at your keyboard, then this should not be something to be too concerned about. I personally don't use it because of how much battery the backlights drain, which brings us to the next point, which is battery life and charging. Logitech claimed that the MX Keys Mini will last up to 5 months without backlights and just 10 days with backlights on. It is the only keyboard here that has built-in lithium batteries and it charges via USB-C. The K380s and pop icon keys use 2 AAA batteries and the replacement process is very easy. You just need to pop open the back cover with your nail. The batteries on the keys to go to is the most troublesome to replace because it uses 2 coin cell batteries and you need a T5 Torx screwdriver to extract the battery compartment. This special screwdriver is not included in the box and you have to buy it yourself. This is pretty annoying because not many people will have such a screwdriver lying around in the house and you probably won't be able to replace it easily while on the go. But thankfully, Logitech claimed that the K380s, pop icon keys and keys to go to should last you about 3 years, so you won't need to change the batteries too often. You can also monitor the battery life on the Logi Options app. Next up, build quality. The keycaps for all of these keyboards are made of ABS plastic. The MX Keys Mini is the only one that has aluminium integrated to its top plate. This helps to give it a little bit more of that premium feel that matches up to its more expensive price tag. The other keyboards here are made of plastic only, with varying degrees of recycled plastic mixed inside them. I think the plastics on Logitech's keyboards are pretty durable based on my experience with the K380 keyboard. It held up my abuse really well. I've never used any covers for it and have dropped it before, but until today it still works fine. The flip cover on the keys to go to is a somewhat rigid cover and it feels like some sort of fabric material. It also held up pretty well, even though I expected it to be the first to fail when I first reviewed it because of how thin it is at the hinge area. All of these keyboards are pretty rigid, no noticeable flex when typing on them unless I deliberately try to press down on them very hard with a lot of force. Next up, price. The MX Keys Mini and keys to go to in Singapore is about 110 to 120 Singapore dollars, which is similar to the price of the Apple Magic Keyboard. You're definitely paying a premium for the portability of the keys to go to because its typing experience is nowhere near as good as the MX Keys Mini or the Apple Magic Keyboard. So you really should only be getting the keys to go to if portability is your absolute priority. The K380s is about 40 Singapore dollars only, while the pop icon keys is about $80. I think the K380s has way better value than the pop icon keys, mainly because I don't make use of the extra shortcut keys on the pop icon keys keyboard. And it is also quite a bit heavier and larger than the K380s, which doesn't make it very portable. In fact, I do think that the K380s is the best all-rounder out of all these 4 keyboards in terms of portability, typing experience, and price. I think it's a great option if you are a student who's tight on cash or you just want a spare keyboard to use occasionally. So which one of these keyboards do you think suits you the most? Let me know down in the comment section below. I do have detailed reviews of each of these keyboards in the description section, so be sure to check them out. If you're considering Apple's Magic Keyboard, Magic Trackpad and Magic Mouse as well, why not check out my review of them right over here. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.